important ceremony, the third graduation ceremony for this highly reputable education institution, and I welcome you. Congratulations to all graduating students, and congratulations to all students of this very, very important business school. Today we are celebrating the third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School, and again, this is another milestone in the annal of this business school, which is internationally recognized and accredited internationally, not only to provide education, but to provide continent education that will provide the needed solution to challenges in our society, in the business sector, and in every sphere of the economy of the nation. I welcome you to this ceremony. My name is Silva Opuala-Charles. I'm a broadcast journalist, a media entrepreneur, and also a seasoned analyst. I'll be with you all through this occasion as we're looking at the third graduation ceremony. Permit me just some few information that we'll be having. Shortly, we'll be calling for the procession, and this is the order of procession. We'll be having all master's degree graduates or candidates, and we have the doctorate degree graduates led by the assistant, by the director, academics, and professional programs. So we have this procession in order, and also we'll be having all faculty members led by the coordinator of the Garden City Premier Business School Center for Business, Economic and Research, and thereafter we'll have the final batch of procession, which will have the governing council and dignitaries led by the faculty secretary. And this is an important ritual because this is an academic event, and so these rituals are very, very essential so as to meet our international standard and repute. Once again, distinguished personality, esteemed guests, permit me to welcome you to the third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School, an internationally recognized business school in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Of course, by now you know it provides education in management and also equipping all candidates or students of this school with the needed skills and tools, not only to possess academic acumen, but also to provide solutions to industrial challenges. And also, we are so glad that we don't just train, but we are in movements. Well, movements to attaining global standards, particularly when it comes to issue of industry, when it comes to industrial challenges, and providing real-time solution to economic challenges. And that's what the Garden City Premier Business School is reputable for. We have international affiliation with some very renowned and profound universities across the world. And one of them is one of the award and recognized institutions that will be participating today, and that is the European Global School University, EGS, in Paris, France. And we do hope to have them join us later on in this ceremony, as we'll be having the Chancellor of that university speak to graduates whom they will be awarding their degrees to. Once again, it promises to be a very remarkable and epochal ceremony this morning. So I want you all to just sit tight, and also congratulations to all of the students that are graduating from different degrees and different programs and in different cadre. Congratulations. In a matter of moments, we'll be starting the procession. And as we start the procession, kindly join us. Enjoy every bit of it. It promises to be a very rewarding occasion. And not only that, and this is one that has come to showcase the potential in this part of the world, in Nigeria, in the Niger Delta, and the end. Welcome you to this third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, in a matter of moments, we'll call for the order of procession. Thank you so much. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize and welcome in our midst the special guest of honor, His Excellency, Engineer Dr. Sele Rona Ikuru, the former Deputy Governor of River State. Please, shall we give him a wonderful round of applause, please? Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. Thank you so very much, sir. And of course, His Excellency is also very profound when it comes to business education, being a graduate of the Lagos Business School himself, who is attended and performed astonishingly remarkable. Your Excellency, you're welcome to the Garden City Premier Business School. You're welcome, sir. I want to take time to recognize some of our special dignitaries. And permit me to welcome and recognize the representative of the day, representing His Royal Majesty Alfred Papa Pierre DSB OFR, the member of Chua Brass, Bayelsa State, former military governor of River State, represented by His Royal Highness Biemos Beef, the Amanabo of Cameron Amar, Chua Brass, Bayelsa State. You're welcome, Your Highness. Please let's put our hands together to welcome the Father of the Day, the Royal Father of the Day. You're welcome, sir. Also permit me to recognize, also in our midst, Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Mina Tele Nkuru. You're welcome, Your Excellency. Thank you so very much. Please let's put our hands together to welcome her as well. Thank you so very much. You're welcome. Very distinguished guests, also our very eminent personalities who we'll be recognizing shortly as we establish the protocol. But again, this is purely an academic event, and all the rituals will be accorded in this event. In a matter of moments, we'll be calling for the procession, which will be strictly observed. And I did say earlier on that the order of procession, we have the master degree candidates, we have the doctoral degree candidates led by the director academics, as well as the professional programs candidate for certificates in different professional programs. Thereafter, we have the faculty led by the coordinator of the Garden City Premier Business School, the Center for Business and Economic Research, and to be followed by the Governing Council and dignitaries led by the faculty secretary. Your Excellency, very eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important to understand some of the basics of the Garden City Premier Business School. Garden City Premier Business School provides professional certification in programs, including programs from the Commercial Management Institute in the United Kingdom, the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Nigeria, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and the Institute of Chartered Economics, Nigeria. It is also a registered member of the Oil and Gas Trainers Association of Nigeria and the Nigerian Institute of Training Development. And the goal is not just to deliver education, but to deliver practical education that are applicable to solving challenges, industry challenges. The goal of the Garden City Premier Business School is to develop the needed manpower with the requisite skills to provide global solution, research, and also innovative tools to industry challenges. Hence, affiliations with global institutions, including some of the institutions, the European Global School University, Paris, France, and all the global institutions in the UK and other parts of the world. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in a matter of moment, I may be asking us to rise on our feet as we welcome the order of procession into this arena, signaling the commencement of this third graduation ceremony of this very reputable business school, not only in Nigeria, but Africa, and also providing global solution all over the world. Once again, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this ceremony. Your Excellency, permit me to say that in recognizing the potentials of this institution is to focus on the mission statement of the institution. This institution promises to be responsibility to the education, as well as to those who will make the desired difference in Nigeria, agriculture, our students are open to be the solution makers in every industry department. Not only will they make a very high rates and provide solutions, they also demonstrate the parents of the certain industries and has all been possible of this great institution Our vision is to create global business leaders through growing local skills and employment. We don't just provide education, we are movements. A movement towards putting needs. A movement towards proposing and providing solutions that are capable of reshaping the way business is done all over the world, starting from Nigeria to Nigeria, to our nation Nigeria, and also providing global solutions. They are accredited with GCPBS, the Open Global School University, Paris, also accredited by the Institute of Command Management, United Kingdom. Also, the Garden City Metropolitan University possesses the International Organization for Standards 2015, 1971 IIS. It was well recognized by the Organization Society, and this institute is recognized by the Convocation Institute of Management and Leadership United States of America. In addition, we have affiliates with some global institutions around the world. We are affiliated with the Convocation Institute of Bankers in Nigeria, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria Banking, the Institute of Chartered Economics of Nigeria Council, the Oil and Gas Students Association of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Institute of Training Development. The Garden City Metropolitan University has not only succeeded in creating leaders in the business sector, but also pushing forward the continent and ensuring that we become the norm. Respected personalities, distinguished with this center, we welcome the procession. We also welcome the procession of new officers to stand lightly to recognize and receive the procession as they come in office and the children of the procession. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, may I ask that we stand at our feet? Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome the procession. Your Excellency, very eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is welcoming the procession for the third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Metropolitan Business School. The Garden City Metropolitan Business School, a global institution, internationally recognized, providing cutting-edge solutions. Business school. The key to take the solution in industry and also pushing over the frontier. Your Excellencies, very distinguished personalities, today we shall be awarding degrees in master's degree, doctorate degrees, and also certificates in professional programs. We have a master degree candidates who will be accepting certificates in various disciplines. Have we concluded all requirements? Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our university is focused on providing continent education, prepare and develop leaders who will make the desired difference in the Niger Delta, Nigeria, and the global marketplace. Your Excellency, we are the shining lights, shining the lights, providing solutions all over. We have candidates for doctorate degrees and then we step forward in the honorable profession, candidates for doctorate degrees in different disciplines. Your Excellencies, we have candidates for master's degree, and the candidate for doctorate degree is being led by the Director of Academics. You have candidates for master's degrees who are qualified and have gone through their records, their research, and academic work to be conferred master's degrees in different disciplines, and this is being led by the Director of Academics. And we have the candidates for master's degree stepping into this auditorium, led by the Director of Academics. Your Excellency, welcoming the President and the Chairman, Governing Council, Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Opuala, FNI, FSM, FCE, followed by his wife. Your Excellencies, welcoming all the Governing Council members, dignitaries, and lastly, we have the President and Chairman of the Council, Garden City Premier Business School. In our third year of existence, the Garden City Premier Business School has become a household name and has become the choice for entrepreneurs, particularly in grooming experts that will provide solutions and also ensure that cutting-edge business acumen are provided. Your Excellency, very eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have the procession for the third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School. At this juncture, Your Excellency, permit me to ask that we remain standing as we take the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. National anthem, please. Thank you. Shall we remain standing for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though strive and come they differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our Excellencies, Royal Father of the Day, very distinguished eminent personalities, may I ask that we remain standing as we welcome Pastor David Opuala for the opening prayer. Esteemed Pastor David Opuala, please. Thank you. Shall we have Pastor David Opuala, please?
Now we invite Pastor Alex everybody to take this prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you are God over us all. We're grateful to you for granting us journey mercies from our various destinations. We thank you for this day that you have made for us to rejoice and be glad. Blessed be your name, O God, on behalf of the Garden City Premier Business School, especially for staff and graduates. We're grateful to you for all those who have come to celebrate with staff and graduates. Lord, we commit this occasion, this event unto you and ask that you will grant us grace to go through it to your glory, because we're sure we all will be blessed. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, please, you may have your seats. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you have your seat. His Excellency, Engineer Dr. Tene Rona Ikuru, former Deputy Governor of River State, and the wife, Dr. Mrs. Ikuru. The Royal Father of the Day is Royal Majesty Alfred Papa Priye Dietes Beef OFR, the member of Trois Bras Bayelsa State, and the former military governor of River State, represented by His Royal Highness, the Amos Beef, the Amadabo of Cameron Amar, Trois Bras Bayelsa State. The President and Chairman of Council, Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Opuala-Charles, FNIM, FSN, LCE. Dr. Mrs. Christian Vian Atako, FNIM, NPOM, former Assistant Medical Director, Managing Director, NDDC, and President and Chairman of the Governing Council, Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered. Distinguished members of the Garden City Premier Business School that are present here, the very highly esteemed Pastor Alex Enebeli, the President of the Institute of Strategic Management, Nigeria Chartered. Also recognized earlier, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Minatele Ikuru, Mrs. Tini Opuala-Charles, wife of the President, Dr. Mrs. Juma Umar Ajibola, Mr. Eugene Abel, our guest speaker, Professor Stephen Temega Olali, former Chief Historian of Bayelsa State, well-respected faculty members that are here present, Professor Ife Harcourt Wokocha, Professor Edwina Ama, Dr. Meka Obi, Dr. Waribago Silva, Dr. Devi Unyado, our very dedicated honorary doctorate candidates, PhD and DBAs, class of 2024, MSc MBA class of 2024, very distinguished and eminent personalities, gentlemen of the press. Permit me to welcome you to History in the Making, the third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School. The Garden City Premier Business School is gradually and deliberately entrenching its name as the household name in providing education, solution, and the needed requirements to tackling the numerous challenges in the business sector in the Niger Delta, Nigeria, and the globe at large. As a business school, the Garden City Premier Business School is an internationally recognized business school situated in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and provides management education to businesses with group professionals and executives across the private and public sector. This business school Garden City Premier Business School is affiliated to internationally recognized reputable global schools, including some very renowned institutes, the European Global School University, EGS, Paris, France, will be awarding postgraduate degrees, MSc, MBA, and PhD in business-related discipline. And the Garden City Premier Business School also offer professional certification program from the Institute of Commercial Management, ICM, in the United Kingdom, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Chartered Accountant, the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Accountants, ICAN. Our school is globally recognized, and we currently possess the International Organization for Standardization 2025 9001 iOS certification. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are part of history making, because today our products have not only shown that they are qualified academically, they've also provide solution in several sectors in industries in this country. At this juncture, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome the President of the Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Opuala-Charles, FNIN, FSN, FCE, to make his declaration. Please let's welcome the President and Chairman Governing Council of this Premier Business School. You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The special guest of honor, Mrs. Mina Telekuru, Mrs. Timi Opuala-Charles, my wife, Dr. Mrs. Dumai Guma Ajibola, and Mr. Eugene Ebels, members of council. The guest speaker, my friend and brother, Professor Stephen Temera Olale, erstwhile Chief Historian of Bayelsa State. Well-respected faculty members that are here. Professor Edwina Hammer, Dr. Emeka Obi, Dr. Warabogo Silva, Dr. Debbie Inweado, and many others that are here. I can't cite everybody here. Our very dedicated staff of the Garden City Premier Business School, and then our very respected honorary doctorate candidates, Alaji Amadou Saleh, you are welcome. Pastor Stephen Clement Hudo, you are welcome. And then Captain Karimo, well represented, I think, is in the PhD DBA class of 2024 that are here for the graduation. MSc MBA class of 2024. Other distinguished guests that are here with us, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good morning to everyone. Dear Excellency, as I've already said, let me take this. Today we are gathered to recognize remarkable efforts, dedication, and significant achievements of our graduates, accomplished over the past 36 and 18 months respectively. This is a practical reflection from the writings of Plato, the direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. This ceremony marks our third in our collaboration with European Global School University Paris, as well as this year, IIC University of Technology in Cambodia, as well as the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership in the United States, which serves not only as a celebration of our postgraduate degrees, honorary awardees, and professional fellowship, but also a tribute to the perseverance, commitment, and promising futures that lies ahead of for our distinguished awardees and students. Established in 2018, Garden City Premier Business School was founded with the ambition of becoming the foremost privately owned business school in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. In our early years, we achieved significant milestones, today notably our affiliation with the European Global School University in Paris, which allowed us to offer a diverse range of postgraduate programs. On December 19, 2022, we celebrated the graduation of 15 postgraduate students, 2 PhD candidates, and 13 master's degree recipients, followed by another graduation on December 22, 2023, at which we awarded degrees to 19 students, 7 PhD candidates, and 12 master's degree recipients across various management disciplines. We have successfully scaled our operations, leading to increased annual graduation that broaden our access, which we can use to change the world. To date, we have received approval for 90 accredited courses spanning diverse specializations from European Global School, University of Paris, France, and several postgraduate and industry-led programs from the IIC University of Technology, Cambodia, thereby enhancing our academic offerings. Recently, we celebrated our 5th anniversary and established a functioning alumni council, which will be instrumental as we continue to grow and add substantial value to our community. Our institution has garnered recognition for its contribution to quality education, receiving prestigious accolades from the Nigerian Institute of Management. As we move forward, I am pleased to announce the initiation of the establishment of full-fledged university, which we are proud to unveil today. We have successfully acquired land for the proposed Garden City Metropolitan University. This initiative represents not just an expansion, but embodies our commitment to providing a beacon of knowledge and cultivating future leaders focused on entrepreneurship. We maintain international recognition as a reputable business school, bolstered by numerous affiliations and accreditations, both abroad and within Nigeria. Our collaboration includes association with Keystone Global University in Houston, Texas, as well as the esteemed professional body in the United Kingdom and United States. The highlight of today's proceedings will be a convocation lecture delivered by distinguished and prolific historian, Professor Stephen Temao. This lecture will provide our graduates with valuable insights into the historical overview of higher education and aspirations as they embark on their future endeavors. Our business school is anchored on entrepreneurship and management and innovation, which is the fundamental driver for global growth and technological advancements we are seeing in this century. Our country has been particularly challenged with industries handicapped significant numbers of university graduates in inability to measure up with skills required for employment in today's workplace, leading to the growing unemployment and insecurity menace. We have redefined entrepreneurial education with graduates possessing the higher levels of skills, knowledge, and aptitude in every profession, as entrepreneurs fit for work and entrepreneurs aligned for business development. Every student graduating today has successfully completed an innovative entrepreneurial capstone project, which is an advanced business plan that is designed to take off at investors' delight. This is in addition to a dissertation that addresses specific burning issues in society instituted around 3 key areas of business optimization, institutional and policy reform research. The conclusion of our entrepreneurial labor curriculum, the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, Kentucky, USA, has accredited the EGS transcripts by awarding charter status to all our graduates in their respective areas of specialization. Two hands together for that. Thus making them a total graduate in both academics and professional certification. In furtherance of that, we will witness the conferment of MSc, MBA, PhD, DBA degrees on our esteemed graduates. This occasion signifies a substantial milestone in the academic journey. and serve as a testament to their dedication and pursuit of excellence. As they receive their degrees, they should take pride in their readiness to make a meaningful impact in their respective fields and disciplines. Congratulations to all awardees. Additionally, we are glad to recognize individuals who have made significant management contributions to society, both in business and knowledge transfer and development, by awarding honorary doctorate degrees from the foremost IIC University of Technology, Kingdom of Cambodia. These acknowledgements reflect the exceptional accomplishments and steadfast commitment to service, thereby inspiring the conferring honorary doctorate degrees on to motivate them to give more to society and facilitate exchange programs within the gown and town. We will also recognize the recipients of the best graduate students, both thesis as well as Professor Silva Opuala-Charles entrepreneurial prizes at both the PhD, DBA, and MS and MBA levels. An alumni award for commercialized capstone projects. These awards are motivation for those who have speedily caught up with the spirit of entrepreneurship and academic excellence in both learning and practice as an acknowledgement of their diligence, creativity, analytical skills exhibited through their studies. Their Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all graduates and awardees. Your diligence and commitment have led you to this moment. And today signifies the onset of a new chapter in your life. As you embark on your academic and professional journeys, remember the values and knowledge cultivated during your time at Garden City Business School and the affiliate universities and professional bodies. Embrace the challenges ahead and aim to make a positive impact within the business community in the Niger Delta and our great nation Nigeria and in the global marketplace. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this significant occasion. Congratulations once again, and may your future be filled with promise and success. Thank you, and thank you for listening.
I think it deserves a round of applause again. Thank you so very much. And that's the President and Chairman Governing Council of the Garden City Premier Business School. A word of note in the speech read by Professor Silva Opuala is the fact that he said every student graduating has successfully completed the innovative entrepreneurial capstone project. Again, this is a very unique product of this business school. It is an advanced business plan that is designed to take off at investors' delight. And this is one unique thing you find at the Garden City Premier School that no other business school possesses in this country. And I think that deserves a wonderful round of applause. Once again, congratulations to all the students that will be graduating in the various areas. Your Excellency, our Royal Father of the Day, the President and Chairman Council of the Council Garden City Premier Business School. Our guest speaker to present the keynote speech is a renowned historian. And at this juncture, please permit me to call to rise Professor Stephen Temea Olali. Can you rise? Professor Stephen Temea Olali is from Nimbe and Branch Local Government. Please, you may remain standing, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, let's welcome him. Let's put our hands together for him, please. As he steps forward. Keep clapping for him. Keep clapping for him, please. That's our keynote speaker. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. He's going to stand forward for his citation. Professor Stephen Temea Olali is from Nimbe and Browns Local Government Area of Bayelsa, Nigeria. By his parentage and ancestral pedigrees, is a descendant of three paterates, King Obodo, Mingi and Opo of Bazambri and Obulumabiri, Nimbe and Opuama respectively, all in Bayelsa, Nigeria. His parental great-grandfather, Chief Samuel Olali-Basambri, was the captain of one of the war canoes that sacked the British Royal Niger Company trading depot in Akassa in 1894. And this was due to the company's high-handedness in their business dealings with the Nembe Brass people. Professor Olali was born in Lagos in the 1960s, bred in Port Harcourt and brought up in Enegua, the Bayelsa State capital, Nigeria. Professor Olali holds a Nigerian Certificate of Education in History and Social Studies and a bachelor's degree in History and Education of the University of Ibadan. He took a master's and doctorate degrees in history at the University of Port Harcourt, specializing in social religious history of the Niger Delta for the master's and in the history of practice of history in Nigeria for the doctorate. He also took certificate in archiving at the Nigerian Archives of Nigeria, Ibadan, Nigeria, and at the Information Training and Outreach Center for Africa and Centurion, Republic of South Africa. He is a social political historian and archivist with vested interests in economic history from ancient times. Way back in 2002, Professor Olali was employed as one of the pioneer lecturers of the Niger Delta University, Wilberforce Island, Bayelsa State. In the early 2020, he became the first senior research fellow in the history of the university at the Institute for Niger Delta Studies. Also, back in 2012, he was appointed Chief Historian and Archivist of Bayelsa State, the first person to be so appointed in Nigeria and in Africa. By his last appointment to the same office by mid-2020, he has been appointed for a record 3 times and served as a member of the Bayelsa State Executive Council from 2018 to 2020. He was also a member of the Bayelsa State Library Board from 2017 to 2021. On the corporate side, Professor Olali had his first experience watching his father work to earn a salary as a mechanical engineering instructor in the then Shell BP, where they were then paid what we now perceive as a Nigerian salary different from what their expatriate colleagues. His own fate by the John Holtz Group owners of the Almery. As a young man in 1992, Professor Olali had his first taste of being an entrepreneur, and he traveled to Lagos and negotiated with Union Paints Limited to be given the license to be the sole distributor of Union Paints in Eastern Nigeria. Although he didn't make numerous original publications in international and local journals. Chapters of his books are to his credit today. He was twice the National Vice President, South Zone of the Historian Society of Nigeria from 2014 to 2018. He is a National Council member of the Society of Nigerian Archivists and a founding member of the Niger Delta Heritage Society. He was from 2020 to 2023 a founding is happily married to Mrs. Tombotowa Olali and they have 5 illustrious children. Your Excellency, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Professor Stephen Temea Olali.
Thank you very much for that well-read biography, citation of this young man that is gradually becoming a middle-aged and old man. The president of the Garden City Premier Business School, the royal father of the day, His Majesty King Alfred V, represented ably by His Highness Chief Beimos Pif Amadabo of Kematown, Ama in Brass Kingdom. Distinguished faculty, graduating students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My task here today is to deliver this convocation lecture titled Higher Education and Entrepreneurial Success, Historical Perspectives and the Way Forward for Nigeria. The lecture intends to establish a nexus, a link between higher education and entrepreneurial success from a historical standpoint. And somebody may wonder why a historian has been chosen to give this year's lecture, the third in the series. And I'd like to answer the question, if it has become a puzzle in anyone's mind, that they view from history. Your field is incomplete without history, and that's why we have history of economics and the economics, history of economics and economic history. We want to draw a nexus, as I said earlier, between higher education and economic or other professional schools like this one, the Garden City Premier Business School, where degrees, diplomas, and certificates are awarded. In the course of this lecture, we shall also attempt a definition of the word entrepreneur. And because we are looking at this subject from a historical perspective, I'd like to mention very quickly that the word entrepreneur derives its origin from the 13th century French verb entrepreneur, which means to do something or to undertake. The word was first used in economic terms by the 17th and 18th century Irish economist and banker Richard Cantillon, and later popularized by the French philosopher of the same era, Jean Baptiste, implying an undertaker or a person who undertakes or creates or organizes a business venture and manages it with the risk thereof, with the objective of achieving profitable outcomes. So to be an entrepreneur, the end product, the objective is to achieve profitable outcomes, as is well known. It is also significant, therefore, to identify the related adjective, entrepreneurial, as referring to an engagement that creates and develops economic ventures with the intent of achieving success by making profit. What about the noun, entrepreneurship? It implies the starting of a business, of course, as it's well known, the starting of a business venture as a private from its historical background. And what does it mean? Well, it will take us back to Roman times, the times of the Roman Empire, and it will take us to the language called Latin. Successus, it means to advance or to make progress. It's also derived from the Latin verb succidere, to yield, and towards the improvement of the life of an individual, and more extensively, the economic well-being of society as a whole. Entrepreneurial success. In the end, therefore, this lecture shall draw experience from instances of the entrepreneurial successes and or otherwise in history, leading on to contemporary times, especially in universities globally and in Nigeria, because our advocacy is for the benefit primarily of Nigeria. It shall articulate the challenges faced by the entrepreneurial ventures, and by that endeavor to highlight mitigating factors that will aid the charting of a course into the future towards desired outcomes. That's the direction we shall be traveling today, Mr. President, in the course of this lecture. Let's see higher education and entrepreneurship practice through historical times. Today, we shall be traveling to Europe, and from Europe, we shall travel back to Africa, and from Africa, we shall travel back to Nigeria, and from Nigeria, back to Port Harcourt, the Garden City Premier Business School. Humans have been experimental from the exodus of the evolution. We are now going into what we call prehistory or ancient history. They've been very entrepreneurial. Using the biblical story, going by the biblical story, we are told that God created a garden and He put a man and a woman. First He made every fruit, every tree that was in the garden, except one. And so they were primarily gatherers. And as man continued to evolve, we are told again, buttressed by the Bible, that somebody emerged as a hunter. If I put a quiz now, I'm sure somebody will get the answer right of who the first hunter was biblically. But coming to humanity in general, human beings started their evolution initially as hunter-gatherers. They were wanderers. And eventually they settled down in settled habitats and started developing homes and families and so on. Eventually they started the art of exchanging things. So whether in the era of hunter-gathering or in the era when they became settled and eventually started exchanging goods for goods, services for services, and so on, human beings have always been entrepreneurial. That's the origin of entrepreneurship. So going on from there, where do we travel to? In primary economic history, we are told about trade by barter, as I said earlier, exchanging goods for goods, goods for services, or services for goods. First, the original entrepreneurs in ancient times were traders and merchants. Accordingly, scholars have posited that the first known instances of entrepreneurship was the domestication of animals and plants around 15,000 BCE or BC, as some of us may prefer to call it, before Christ, to 10,000 BCE. BCE means before the Common Era. BC means before Christ. Some persons around the world do not want to use the word before Christ for dating, so they've invented BCE, before the Common Era, which means the same thing as before Christ. And so human beings started domesticating animals and plants, according to early history, around 15,000 BC to 10,000 BC, respectively, in the Middle East, Asia, and Africa, and of trading and commerce in the New Guinea at about 17,000 BCE. There, the local people exchanged obsidian, a black volcanic glass used to produce hunting arrowheads, for goods that they needed. So that exchange was taking place in some certain centers of civilization, early civilization. In the medieval era, between 15,000 AD, we moved away from BC to the period after Christ or after the Common Era. 15,000 AD to 17,000 AD, there was still some entrepreneurship going on. So in that medieval era, demand for a variety of goods in merchant centers led to the emergence of medieval entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs as the Europeans would pronounce it, who were mainly skilled persons, especially of the class of master craftsmen. So in the medieval era, you become a master craftsman, just like the faculty. They are master craftsmen. And when you begin your training, you are a greenhorn. From a greenhorn, you become a journeyman. From a journeyman, you graduate and become a master craftsman. And you can then impart knowledge. So you can see how entrepreneurship is interwoven with the educational system, especially the higher educational system. And so when you are introduced into the medieval entrepreneurial system, you go through the processes from a greenhorn, through various processes to the journeyman, and then the master craftsman. From the beginning, when you are a greenhorn, you are admitted into a guild. And so the guild is a guild of traders, a guild of tradesmen. And when you are admitted into a guild, it could be a guild, it's certainly a guild of skilled people. It's either smithing, pottery, carpentry, tannery, weaving, cobbling, masonry, sculpting, painting, baking, winemaking, and etc. You are admitted into the guild. Now, it was indeed out of the medieval guild system that the modern universities emerged, especially in Europe, where the Latin word universitas meant a group of people organized into one guild of skills. Thus, even in medieval times, there was a nexus between higher education and entrepreneurship. So it was the guilds that gave rise to the universities. And so the universities are inextricably intertwined with entrepreneurship. And that's the origin of universities themselves, the guild you are admitted into, and you go through the processes. We could liken the journeyman phase or the phase of the greenhorn to the undergraduate. When he graduates, he becomes a journeyman, a workman, and from that, he moves on to becoming a master craftsman. That could be likened to our PhD of today. That is indeed the history. What this implies is that the concept of university emerged from the guild system of skilled people teaching their trade to learners and apprentices who were later admitted into the guild to train others in turn, as I've said earlier. Let's move on, therefore, to the modern era. The early modern era, perhaps you should say. In modern times, one of the earliest known formal instances of organized entrepreneurial education, like what is being done here in this institution, was in Kobe, in Japan, in 1938, when a scholar, Shigeru Fiji of Kobe University, launched the first academic program in Japan with the specific objective of developing students' entrepreneurial skills and attitudes. In 1949, Kobe University established its business administration department, where courses on entrepreneurship were offered. At present, in the 21st century, as of 2023, Japan is evidently one of the leading centers of entrepreneurship because, of course, it was an early starter worldwide, despite its relatively average rating of being 27 out of 49 economies in terms of entrepreneurship education globally. Another early center of entrepreneurship education was in Harvard University Business School, the United States of America, of course, where the scholar and member of numerous corporate boards, Professor Miles Bates, pioneered the study of entrepreneurship and corporate governance from 1947 onwards. At present, it is common knowledge that the United States is one of the foremost countries promoting entrepreneurship education worldwide, as we shall see as we proceed. Indeed, the country is the base of the Global Entrepreneurship and Development Institute in Washington, D.C. The Institute is a research and policy development organization that was founded by economists and entrepreneurial scholars of the Imperial College London, the London School of Economics, and the University of Peck in Hungary, and the George Mason University in Virginia, United States. The Institute publishes the Global Entrepreneurship Index, which measures the quality and dynamics of entrepreneurship ecosystems at local, regional, and national levels worldwide. The Institute's theoretical approach is known to have influenced entrepreneurship policy directions by organizations such as the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. In retrospect, non-institutionalized study of entrepreneurship came into being. More institutionalized study of entrepreneurship came into being in the 1970s and early 80s, following the crude oil crisis in 1973 and the energy crisis of 1979. Necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. Effectively. As a matter of fact, even before the 1970s, in the 1930s, we had the Great Depression in the United States and in most parts of the world. There was a shock. And so it also gave impetus. But here we have stated the 1970s, the 1973 energy crisis, 1970s, large-scale privatizing of firms, marketing, finance, and deregulation, which promoted liberal democracy in politics and free markets in competitive economies that advocated and promoted the concept of the enterprising self and entrepreneurship. From the mid-20th century through the opening years of the 21st century, universities in Europe, Asia, the United States, Latin America, and Africa began to establish entrepreneurship centers, and subsequently institutes for a number of reasons, offering courses for the award of certificate, bachelor's, master's, and even doctoral degrees. Such entrepreneurship centers were established for a plethora of reasons. What are they? First, entrepreneurship centers were established to raise funds to address the problem of scarcity or paucity of funds needed to solve growing infrastructural and operational challenges within respective universities. Many years ago, I asked the then Vice Chancellor of the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, as it then was, that was in the late 80s into the early 90s. And I said, why are universities always cap in hand, begging for funds? And he said to me that he knows examples abroad beyond Nigeria where universities are very proactive and entrepreneurial. And he mentioned Oxford University. He said they print Bibles and export Bibles all over the world. At that time, universities in Nigeria had not woken up to their responsibility of being entrepreneurial, to raise funds, to solve problems that governments, or if they were privately owned, couldn't be solved by the owners of such universities. Moving on from there, therefore, we are saying here that universities began to rise up to the occasion of ensuring that they raised funds through entrepreneurship. Second, such centers were established, so they established centers. Such centers were established to train persons, as is being done in institutions such as this one, on three fronts, being the development of business models, management of enterprises, and the acquisition of skills to fill gaps in the labor market, and to move away from theoretical to more pragmatic type education that is more amenable to the growing unemployment rate and other economic crises. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, and there is a debate going on currently, people try to say, should we focus on just training persons on how to draw proposals and business plans and all that, or should there be also skills acquisition? I think the two should go hand in glove, because indeed entrepreneurship started from skills acquisition and has moved on, but when the two go hand in glove, there is better progress for society. And so it shouldn't be one for the other, it should be both going together. Regarding Africa, Egypt has been a major entrepreneurship hub, north of the continent, from ancient to modern times. Of course, we are aware that Egypt is one of the cradles of civilization. The ancient Egyptians were vast in agriculture, that needs no elaboration, were vast in trade, in construction. For those of us, many of us, I believe, have gone to Egypt, we've seen the pyramids, and there's a whole lot of theory, because people are baffled at how those huge structures were built. They were very industrious, and they did it mostly for religious reasons. Today, it fetches a lot of funds in tourism, isn't it? Navigation, accounting, scholarship in general. As such, citizens we are trained and are still trained to take up ventures in any of the listed fields of endeavor. The Al-Azhar University in Cairo, founded in 970 AD. Professor Silva, this one was founded in 970 AD. That's how many years ago? Your guess should be as good as mine. With university status gained in 1961. So it started in 970 AD and gained university status in 1961. And when you read your speech, President, I heard you mention that you are evolving into a university. I think you deserve a round of applause again for that. So the Al-Azhar University itself started in Cairo in 970 as an institute, some kind of center of learning, and grew to become a university in 961. And it holds its place as the second oldest degree awarding institution in the world. Like all 46 universities in Egypt, it has been a frontline institution in advancing entrepreneurial education in Egypt and the world. Al-Azhar inculcates the consciousness and substance of entrepreneurship by training students on either or all of the following three fronts: business management, financial accounting, economics, entrepreneurship, computer science, and so on. And of course, in agricultural science, the three fronts are entrepreneurship, which includes business management, financial accounting, economics, and entrepreneurship itself. And of course, computer science, basic computer science, the basics of computer science. They also train agropreneurs, veterinary science, agricultural science, and so on and so forth. They also train technopreneurs in computer engineering, programming, computer networking, and so on. Besides training, Al-Azhar University Entrepreneurship Club is the first official university established club in Egypt. It was established in cooperation with the Academy of Science, Research, and Technology, with the objective of raising awareness of the significance of entrepreneurship and its role in building modern societies economically, cognitively, and skillfully within the university ecosystem. There again, there's a parallel. The Garden City Premier Business School, while the president read his speech, I took notice that there is now an alumni forum, just like what you have in Egypt in the Al-Azhar University. And so you are thinking fast and thinking well. Again, another round of applause. Well, I'd like to move on before it gets boring, because so many persons did not offer history because they say it's full of dates and so on. That is the most exciting subject on the planet, if I should be biased. In South Africa, thank you, several universities offer entrepreneurship programs at the bachelor's and master's degree levels. Of course, that's common knowledge. The universities of South Africa, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Pretoria, Stellenbosch, Witwatersrand, Free State, Durban, Northwest. We are going to different regions of the world actually. KwaZulu-Natal are all entrepreneurship universities. They train and they practice. The University of Johannesburg, for instance, offers a Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurship program. The University of Pretoria offers students consulting programs that pair students with local entrepreneurs to help the students gain entrepreneurial skills. And during training, the students usually work on projects like developing marketing plans, creating bookkeeping systems, and improving systems. The University of Western Cape in South Africa also does about the same thing. Well, I'd like to also mention very clearly here that in East Africa, we have very wonderful examples of entrepreneurship. The republics of Tanzania and Kenya hold some of the most glaring examples of entrepreneurship and its education in Africa and the world. The Ujamaa, which literally means extended family, fraternity or cooperation in Swahili, was the name of the economic model introduced by the government of the Mwalimu himself, Julius Nyerere, first president of Tanzania, when he instituted the Arusha Declaration, which emphasized self-reliance, socialism, and economic independence in 1967. The idea of Ujamaa was a socialist ideology based on collective labor and productivity, especially in agriculture, through the village cooperatives that were fashioned after the kibbutz of Israel, formed by local people to provide for the essentials of living. So it was a group of entrepreneurs coming together, putting them together in one location So they fend for themselves. Not very capitalist, but a socialist model of entrepreneurship. Although it was not very successful, because you know the problems with socialism and Marxism and so on, it wasn't very successful, but it kindled in Tanzanians the spirit of a sense of economic cooperation and independence, and a zest for survival and collective sustenance, other than looking out of the country for that sustenance. They looked inwards. This was so because every entrepreneur needs the cooperation of others in any given community to sustain his trade or tribe. So there is no entrepreneur that is an independent person by himself or by herself. You look out for others and you collaborate and engage in partnerships to succeed. Indeed, in more recent times, the Ujamaa philosophy has led to the establishment of bodies like the Ujamaa Foundation in Tanzania and the Ujamaa Innovation Hub. The objective of the Ujamaa Foundation is to support both budding and established entrepreneurs to achieve success. This is by providing mentorships and fostering partnerships that facilitate networking opportunities and share resources. Now let's come home to Nigeria. With respect to Nigeria, entrepreneurship has been an integral part of us from our ancestors, an ancestral part of the history of its people, long before the advent of Europeans and other foreigners to the shores of what is now known as Nigeria. Individual enterprise, apprenticeship, mentoring constituted what made up communities. Individual mentoring was one of the key factors and characteristics of the communities in various parts of Nigeria, whether it was in Ijaw land, Igbo land, Yoruba land, Hausa land, Fulani, amongst the Fulani, or other ethnic groups from ancient times, even to modern times. So before the creation of Nigeria in 1914, people had been very entrepreneurial. In the colonial and post-colonial eras, the Igbo, for instance, I'd like to cite that example, proved themselves to be one of the most adept people groups in the formation of indigenous traditional entrepreneurial systems. Indigenous to them, it was similar to the guild system of medieval Europe. Under the Igbo system, which still exists today, a young man, usually from the kindred, will serve a master. And after serving the master for some years, he is given some funds to start out and to continue on his own. He graduates from the master and he continues, he brings another boy, he trains him. That boy graduates, brings another, and that accounts for when you say in pharmacy industry, you go to the markets, the large markets, you see the local people, because it's a kindred system. Always go to their kindred. Where they know the person who is there, so if he takes off with their funds, you know we have to get him. And of course, beyond that, you know that the more positive reason for that entrepreneurship system, that mentoring system, is because you have that kindred spirit and you want people around you to also grow as you have grown. So they do it. The fact of having a high preponderance of Igbo from a particular sub-ethnic group in particular trades, such as the Olu in pharmaceuticals, the Africa in clothing, and so on, is the result of the guild system of engaging a member of one kindred in apprenticeship and all that I've described above. Now we are coming to the present era. The year 2004 was a watershed in Nigeria's attempt at becoming an entrepreneurial nation. Of course, that represents the year, 2004 represents the year in which the federal government instituted a national policy on entrepreneurship with an order that the subject should be compulsorily included in the curriculum of Nigerian universities. The government's objective in mandating the entrepreneurship policy due to the right. As of 2004, when the policy was instituted, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics estimates that unemployment rate was 50.4%. If you fast forward to 2020, the unemployment rate by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has dropped to 33.3%, which then implies that entrepreneurship has had an impact in reducing the unemployment rate in Nigeria. At least the country deserves to round the applause. Corporate decision-taking and the fact of lack of adequate funding of especially Nigerian public universities, mainly due to the proliferation of institutions of higher learning in Nigeria by states and federal governments, and the consequent quest by Nigerian universities to achieve some degree of self-reliance have been the main reason for the entrepreneurism of Nigerian universities. Nigerian universities wanted an alternative source of funding and to also contribute their own quota to the reduction of unemployment. These are the main reasons for which, as I said earlier in the lecture, we started moving on. I have found thriving entrepreneurship centers have been in Nigeria and in Nigerian universities. We are aware that it is fraught with challenges, many challenges, and for as S. Olale opines, by his dual causation theory, there is no monocausal explanation to any problem. So there are both external and internal challenges. We shall just rush through them as the time is running out of due. First, there is currently a palpable lack of clarity. What are the challenges of entrepreneurship education and entrepreneurship ventures in Nigerian universities and in the wider society? Palpable lack of clarity about the actual definition of what entrepreneurship education actually means and what kind of training should be offered, especially in Nigerian universities. Today you hear that it should be just theoretical, that it has nothing to do with it's not really related to educational, we have moved on and so on. We have not really moved on. The two must go hand in glove. There must be the theoretical aspect, income as is done here. There must also be the educational aspect. Then we have a wholesome holistic system of entrepreneurship in the country. So there has to be clarity. And of course, when there is no clarity, it gives rise to what I have termed entrepreneurial anarchism, where people just teach what they like, and there is no definitive direction, curriculum that tells us which direction we should be going. If we go to many centers, we see a lot of things that are quite appalling. Second, there is limited access to affordable, low-interest finance, especially with young entrepreneurs, and that impedes them from actualizing their dreams and their goals. Third, there is a lack of centralized regular supervision and actual regulation of entrepreneurship centers in Nigeria. This leaves entrepreneurship centers in universities outside infusing. Fourth, there are several universities in Nigeria that still do not have a stand-alone entrepreneurship centers. Even as the world sails into the 24th year of the 21st century, we're now in the 24th year of the 21st century, some still do not have stand-alone centers. They're either Center for Entrepreneurship and General Studies, and so on and so forth. That leaves a lot to be desired, and I've made very far-reaching recommendations if there is time to mention them. Fifth, inadequate power supply. Of course, that is very, very palpable in Nigeria. There are some states now, vandalization has even increased the problem. Then sixth, the lack of entrepreneurial will, indolence, and incapacity of certain university administrators who prefer to wait for subvention from government and fees from students to meet fiscal needs of the university than to embark on entrepreneurial investments that would result in enhanced internally generated revenue. I once took a consultant of the Bank of Industry to a particular university, and they were afraid of taking the risk of investing when he was willing to cash out a 1 billion naira fund. Some persons were afraid of the 1 billion naira, and that ended that transaction. The fear of taking risk is too palpable, and that cannot help anybody. Of course, we are aware that there is a prevalence of bad management and lack of qualified and effective staff in entrepreneurial centers, resulting in a situation whereby personnel not trained in entrepreneurship are engaged to teach entrepreneurship courses. So everybody can teach. Even a mechanical engineer can teach. Everybody can teach entrepreneurship. That trend has to change. If you desire to teach the course, you should study towards just like in other fields. For instance, there are colleges and universities of education. You can't teach there if you do not have any qualification in education. And so the entrepreneurship community will need to strengthen its regulations to ensure that it is not an all-comers thing. In conclusion, as we draw to a close, I'd like to mention here, I said in conclusion because I didn't want you to come here until I finish. I'd like to mention here, according to EduRank, it's an independent scholarly metric-based database ranking of the extent of entrepreneurship scholarly research publications of 14 research publications of 131 universities in 183 countries, ranked across 246 topics. The 10 best entrepreneurship universities in Nigeria by research performance, as uploaded in the university's databases, are the EveafriqueNews University in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Covenant University, Ota. We are talking about the 10 best by that body I just mentioned. The University of Nigeria in Soka, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Pan Atlantic University in Lagos State, Nigeria. All of them have their various rankings as the 10 best. Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agbo Iwoye, University of Ibadan, and of course the University of Lagos and the University of Ilorin, Kwara State. What this data have just reeled out tells me is that if you do not announce yourself, you cannot be found among the world's best because you are not announced. If you go to some of the websites, you go to the websites of certain universities, you find out that even when they've made changes, 3 years after they've made changes, you still see the old director's name in that entrepreneurship center, and so on and so forth. So people don't update their data, and so they end up, being shortchanged when such data are being compiled. So if you want to be known, do the things that will make you to be known, or else you remain a local university. Besides the above ranking, other Nigerian universities with notable entrepreneurship centers are, but not limited to, the following: Osman Danfodio University, by scholarly industry players as arguably the best of entrepreneurial institutions of higher learning, especially in infrastructure. This has a round of applause. Its training sessions cuts across a broad spectrum of fields. I won't go through them. They are available for anybody who searches, who searches the internet. You will see Lagos Business School is well known. Established the Enterprise Development Center in 2003, which has again been adjudged as one of the most telling of such centers in Nigeria. Of course, it also plays host to directors of entrepreneurial centers in Nigeria from time to time. Now, I conclude with this. Perhaps one of the best exemplars of wholesome entrepreneurial distinction amongst third-generation Nigerian universities is the Directorate of Consultancy, Entrepreneurship, Research and Development of the Niger Delta University, Wilberforce Island, Bayelsa State. It was established in 2009, the center called Dozerat, and has been focused mainly on skills training and acquisition, and of course on the theory and practice of entrepreneurship. At present, the Directorate has 15 vocational centers teaching various skills, and it is compulsory in that institution that once you are in year 2 student, you must learn one skill, so that when you go out there and there are no jobs, that skill becomes your lifeline. Dozerat turns in 250 million naira annually as profit. It's verified in this lecture in information management in the entrepreneurship ecosystem. And so people need to update their data from time to time and tell us if they are not afraid of anything. if there's nothing shady going on, tell us exactly what you are doing and let us see the data. But if you go to the foreign schools, you see a lot of data there, that tells you what they are doing. And one of the fascinating discoveries I made was along those lines. In the United States, they tell you exactly how many students have graduated, just like the president was telling us here while he read his speech, and where they are now and what they are doing. It will fascinate you, the gamut of data they have uploaded there in their websites. And so, drawing from that example, we would like to mention a few solutions to the problems I highlighted earlier, and I close. In the first instance, there is an urgent need for chronicling and synergizing all the various entrepreneurship organizations in Nigeria in a bid to have an annual conference on improving entrepreneurship success in Nigeria. There is a need for harmonization of the programs run by various university entrepreneurship centers. At the moment, various not being very effective, but by themselves, government and corporate organizations should ensure that their economic policies and programs are favorable to the growth of entrepreneurship initiatives in Nigerian universities as elsewhere. Leadership of entrepreneurship development centers should take deliberate steps to constantly engage all policymakers and influencers in society, especially government, the organized private sector, and so on, to collaborate with these various personalities and organizations to ensure entrepreneurship success. There should be a sustained advocacy towards the establishment of physical purpose-built entrepreneurship hubs in universities, where students and non-student applicants will be trained in both theoretical and practical entrepreneurship skills. And of course, I'd like to also now mention under this that in the United States, we have various universities I have listed here in this paper that tells you that they are effective in mentoring. If you train entrepreneurs and they have graduated, you should be able to tell us in 5 years how many of them have established businesses that are running. And that's again the problem I have with state governments that are engaged in training persons in skills. When you finish training and you send them out, the next day, some of them sell the starter packs. Because you don't have a monitoring system. So what you do is that you create a hub, a location, physical location, purpose-built. You finish training them, you give them the starter packs, you put them there. Yours is shoemaking, or you are drawing business plans. When we come, inspectors will come. If we don't find you, we train you free of charge, we give you starter packs. We don't find you in your location, you'll be sued to court. You can't answer for your crimes. So you have a physical location, purpose-built. Not in a school, you go, you see a place, they just give you 2 rooms, like one place I know I won't mention. They give you 2 rooms, and you're there, you're practicing entrepreneurship, and so on. And there's no mentoring. We don't know how many people look at it. The University of Stanford University is one of the greatest entrepreneurship universities in the world. They have a way of keeping track. So far, they have trained 1,435 graduates who have their own businesses. And of course, their financial volume, the financial volume of the businesses of those they have trained is $73.5 billion United States dollars. University of California, Berkeley, it's all mentioned there. So they have a mentorship system. Move to the second to the last. Entrepreneurship courses should be taught by trained, I mentioned that before, qualified and seasoned professionals. Training in EDCs must not be an all-comers affair. Strong entrepreneurship associations should emerge and existing ones strengthened. When you see the MBA, nobody can be a fake lawyer in Nigeria. They catch you, you know the consequence. Then nobody can be a fake doctor. There are some quacks parading, but the enemy is very strong. So why shouldn't the entrepreneurs in Nigeria form formidable fronts where nobody quacks will be weeded out? Not everybody selling orange or something. Yes, an entrepreneur at the level and so on. Then people parade themselves. Everybody. Some people do not even have a certain business. They behave like those people in the spare parts market. They don't have a store. They stand in front. They tell you, now me get this store. And then he talks like this to the owner. And then the owner tells it back to me. and he deceives the buyer, but he has no store. Year in, year out, he is fronting, forwarding, and backwarding, and he does every kind of business on the planet. He has no business. He carries a card and is parading himself. Those are charlatans. So entrepreneurs need to form strong bonds, strong associations to weed out charlatans in society. Finally, entrepreneurship development centers should be innovative enough to review the curricular content of their programs, to be abreast with current industrial and marketing trends and advances. In conclusion, now this is the real conclusion. The foregoing has been an incisive expression of the nexus between entrepreneurship in university and entrepreneurial success in Nigeria. In it, we have examined the origins of the entrepreneur and entrepreneurship globally and in Nigeria. We also defined the salient terms on the topic of the lecture and identified the challenges inhibiting entrepreneurship success in Nigeria and in its universities. Thereafter, we attempted to chart a roadmap for university-driven entrepreneurship success in Nigeria. Evidence abounds that universities originated from the guild system in medieval Europe, and that universities have since been one of the major institutions driving entrepreneurship success in the world and specifically in Nigeria, and should continue to do so. The President is still waiting to do. From a historical perspective, I have evidence to the subject, higher education and entrepreneurship success, historical perspectives, and the way forward for Nigeria. Thank you. I am Professor Silva Opuala-Charles, pioneer chief historian and activist of Bayelsa State, Nigeria. God bless you. And I teach in the Center for General and Entrepreneurship Studies in the Bayelsa Medical University. So when I say the two should be separated, I was actually also criticizing the institution where I teach. Thank you very much.
I'm sure it deserves a more round of applause. Thank you so much, Prof. Olali. Thank you so very much, sir. A wonderful work done, beautiful research, and several questions raised. Yeah, and some of those questions, I hope in the coming days we'll be able to tackle some of those questions. Because I was wondering in my mind, yes, you talk about the need to separate, and also I was wondering, how come many higher institutions in the South are not ranking top when it comes to institutions that are into entrepreneurship? Why is it that higher institutions in the Southwest seems to be ranking top when it comes to entrepreneurship? These are questions that perhaps some other day Professor Olali would answer for us. But again, please let's put our hands together for him for a wonderful compliment. Your Excellency, the President, very distinguished personalities, and our graduating students, you realize that this is purely an academic ceremony. And as an academic ceremony, there are rituals and traditions that are permissible and required in a ceremony like this. And one of them is what we've just witnessed, which is the lecture and presentation, a very detailed one, and one which I think some PhD students may have to take another look at, so as to further enrich the scholastic world. Once again, thank you so much, Prof. Your Excellency, yes, please, you may. Yes, please, put your hands together for me, yeah. Your Excellencies, the President, permit me to recognize some very important dignitaries, some very important personalities who walked in just a while ago. It is my great honor to recognize and welcome a very distinguished scholar and educationist, one who has made us so proud by showcasing the prowess of the Niger Delta region when it comes to issues relating to management nationwide. Permit me to recognize the President and Chairman of Council, and I must congratulate you on that wonderful AGM you had in River State. Congratulations. And also, it is my great honor to also recognize this very exemplary character who just a while ago also organized another AGM here in River State. Your Excellency, the President, please permit me to welcome and recognize the Chairman, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Rivers Bayelsa Chapter. Please let's put our hands together for Elder Vincent Ikuku. Please let's put our hands together for him. You're most welcome, sir. Thank you so very much. Your Excellencies, please permit me to also recognize another very special personality who's joined us to also give impetus to what we're doing and also to give a stand recognition. It is my great honor and distinct pleasure to welcome His Royal Highness Henry Micah Peter Refie II of Brass Kingdom Bayelsa State. You're welcome, Your Highness. You're most welcome, sir. Your Excellencies, we will try to tilt the programs, the items on the program a little bit. In a short while, we'll be recognizing those to give honorary doctorate awards. But just before then, Your Excellencies, we'll be having joining us via the Zoom, and I get confirmation that that is ready. Thank you so very much. We'll be having joining us via the Zoom Ambassador Professor Ashiwaju Busari Shamsuddin Akonde, was the Secretary of Council and Africa Director of Operations for the conferment of CIML Fellowship and Chartered Professional Certificates. First, we'll have his address. After the address, we have the conferments. Please permit me to welcome, for his address, the representative of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, Ambassador Professor Ashiwaju Shamsuddin Busari Akonde. Thank you, sir. Can we confirm you can hear very well?
Professionals.
Thank you, sir.
Am I audible enough? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm standing on the existing project. With your Chartered Management Professional Certificate from the CIML USA, obtaining visa for international conferences becomes so easy, provided you are within the limit and you are within the scope of the requirements of such embassies. You have access to publications, most of you with PhD or MBA degrees.
Chartered Logistic Management Professional, Dr. Benchoma, please. We have Margaret Alan, Chartered Human Resource Management Professional. Next on the line, we have the privilege to invite our Esther Nikoyeni. Now I invite architect Gary Iputu to advance for Chartered Human Resource Management Professional. Here also, Wariboko Chama Happiness, Alamene Diwere, Chartered Financial Management Professional, Ibigbe Miss Shehu Samuel, Chartered Strategic Management, Shonola Joseph, Chartered Catering and Hotel Management Professional, Samuel Wack, Chartered Project Management Professional. Sure. Sure, yes, sir. Not sure. Shonola, Joseph, Chartered Catering and Hotel Management Professional. Samuel Quack, Chartered Project Management Professional. I have the pleasure to invite Obokili Belemai Dango, Chartered Oil and Gas Management Professional. Dango. Joseph Luke Ebiko Owei, Chartered Strategic Management Professional. Let's have Salah Munir, Chartered Fraud Management Professional. Obinna Onali, Chartered Strategic Management Professional.
Your Excellency, the President, and there we have our students who have been certified as chartered members of the different institutions, particularly relating to their field of studies. And right now there will be a group photograph. We want you to display your scroll. Please kindly, please can we have Dr. Iheanacho, you need to show them how to display the scroll properly, please. Thank you. There will be a proper display of your scroll for the photograph. So you need to display the scroll properly. Thank you so much. While the President will be there for the photograph. Thank you. A round of applause for every one of them, please. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, please. Please put your hands together for them as they return to the seat. Thank you so much. These are Chartered Institute of Management and Leaders. They are chartered of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership Commonwealth, Kentucky, United States of America. Thank you so very much. And now, Your Excellency, we'll be having a fellowship induction ceremony right now. And again, please permit me to welcome back the President of the Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Opuala-Charles. Please, Professor, thank you so very much. And for the CIML Fellowship Certification, the Chartered Institute of Management Leadership Fellowship Certification, I would like to welcome one of those to be inducted. Please permit me to welcome Alhaji Saleh Amadou OON. Please kindly put your hands together for him. And we want you to stand for your citation. Kindly stand for your citation before the induction. Your Excellency, the President, Garden City Premier Business School, distinguished personalities, I present to you for induction Alhaji Saleh Amadou, a $5 billion company implementation, the Nigerian Customs Service Modernization Project under a PPP arrangement. The project, which will generate in Alhaji Saleh Amadou ON, an alumnus of the Barewa College and American University, Washington, D.C., is an excellent strategist, as well as an innovative and action-oriented leader. Alhaji Saleh has over 4 decades of experience at executive management and board levels, contributing to Nigeria's national development agenda across aviation, national security, cybersecurity, intelligence, and trade supply chain. Alhaji Saleh Amadou ON is an experienced security professional with specialization in strategy, threat assessment, risk analysis, integrated security systems, procurement, and training. He has worked with different national and international security organizations and coordinated transnational security partnership by building an extensive network of trusted global partners in formal and informal circles. With an ecosystem that promotes global peace and security initiative, a self-motivated entrepreneur and investor, Alhaji Saleh sits on the board of several non-profit and business organizations. He is a board director of Begum's Security Consultants and Supplies Limited, a specialist security consultancy firm involved in development of the national security architecture of Nigeria and several other countries around the world. Your Excellency. Please let's welcome His Excellency, former Deputy Governor of River State, His Excellency, Terry, please to do this. Dr. Engineer Terry, yes. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. And Alhaji Saleh Ahmed O.N. Madaki Lokoja, the Kama of the Kanda Kingdom. Congratulations, sir. And congratulations on your induction as a fellow, IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Please, another round of applause. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, welcome back, His Excellency. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. And still on induction as CMIL Fellow certification, please permit me to welcome Etim Godwin Ime. We'd like to have the citation for Etim Godwin Ime, please. Your Excellency, for induction as a fellow to CIML, we have Etim Godwin Ime, born on November 23rd, 1965. Etim attended the University of Port Harcourt, River State, where he has a postgraduate diploma in chemical engineering. Also, University of Port Harcourt, River State, with a BSc Biochemistry. He started his educational career at the Hope Waddell Training Institute, Calabar, Cross River State, where he has a secondary school degree. And the candidates, Etim Godwin Ime, has very distinct work experience as a managing director at Gaudi Chemical International Limited, where he started working in 1993 to date. He's also shareholder of several companies and organizations, and also is working preparing and implementing business plans to facilitate achievements by ensuring cost effectiveness in his company. He's a communication strategist, and as one who has maintained communication strategy, he has maintained trust relationship with stakeholders in the business industry. is responsible for the financial acumen and financial performance in his organization. He is a very active public speaker and also a public relations strategist expert. Is involved in analytical problem situation and occurrence and provide solutions to ensure companies' growth. He has a vast industry experience. At several times, he was the operation manager at Variant Venture. Also, he had a stint with Shell Petroleum Development Company Limited, SPDC, as an NYC. As a member of several reputable national and international organizations, is a member of the Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers, United States Commercial Service, NUSA, a member, Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture, Nasima is also a member of the International Christian Chamber of Commerce, ICCC, patron of the Nigerian Christian Corpus Fellowship, NCCF. He enjoys analytic skill work. He has strong minds. And congratulations to you, Mr. Edson Godwin Meh. Please, let's put our hands together for him, please. Fellow FCIML. Thank you so very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, and congratulations to you, Mr. Edson Godwin Meh, Fellow FCIML. Congratulations. Your Excellency and the President, we'll now go to the award of honorary doctorate degree of the IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. We'll be giving a presentation of honorary doctorate degree award of IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Your Excellency, eminent personalities, this is in recognition of this recipient's contribution to the growth of the business industry, particularly with emphasis in promoting business education. The IIC University of Technology Cambodia Honorary Doctorate Degree Award recipients are being judged for their involvement and support towards enhancing the business climate and providing support to entrepreneurship and the study of entrepreneurs in universities, particularly in the Garden City Premier University. Your Excellency, permit me to welcome one of the recipients of the honorary doctorate degree, Pastor Clement S. Udo. Let's put our hands together. One of the recipients of the honorary doctorate degree, please step forward for your citation, sir. Your Excellency, Pastor Clement S. Udo is the founder and managing director and CEO of Clefdop West Africa Limited. Clefdop West Africa Limited is a conglomerate with different portfolios: Clefdop Properties, Klepdorp Farms, MCell Logistics with an asset base of over 7 billion naira, and annual turnover of over $2 billion. Klepdorp West Africa Limited, which was started with less than 1,000 naira in 1991, has grown to what is today through high-level discipline, integrity, and purposeful business strategy driven with vision, passion, and compassion to a global organization. The recipients of the honorary doctorate degree of IIC University of Technology, Cambodia, Pastor Clement S. Udo, is very innovative, excellent, and result-oriented leader with over 3-decade experience in executive managerial level and has sat in various boards, including Engineering National Growth and Development. He has sat on boards in the oil and gas sector, real estate sector, in the agricultural sector, in the human capacity development sector of this country. The recipients of the honorary doctorate degree, Pastor Clement S. Udo, is an ardent advocate of local content development in Nigeria. Pastor Clement is a very passionate philanthropist with passion in life transformative projects, alleviating the less privileged and vulnerable persons from the shackles of poverty through provision of employment, training in special skills. It is on this note that the philanthropic activity has attracted attention not only nationally but globally. Pastor Clement, where he has contributed immensely in building of churches. As of today, 12 standard and well-equipped sanctuaries has been built for the propagation of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. As a result of the contribution and effort of Pastor Clement S. Udo. And as well, he has been involved and ensured yearly crusade in these churches. We are seeing thousands of souls saved and now living a meaningful life. His involvement in security strategy includes the building of a police post, provision of operational vehicles for police in his community, and this has led to peace and serenity, which has been enjoyed by community dwellers. Also, loves reading, traveling, and investments in personal development, and this is one of his drive and passion. He loves the family, and he loves his family, and creates recipient of an honorary doctorate degree, IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Your Excellency, the Presidents, very distinguished personalities, I present to you Dr. Pastor Clement S. Udo, recipient of honorary doctorate degree, IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And here you have him, Dr. Pastor Clement Udo. Congratulations. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Thank you so much. And next, recipient for the honorary doctorate degree of the IIC University of Technology, we have Captain Matthew Ado Karimo, but represented here by Samuel, by Mr. Samuel. Please, let's put our hands together for the representative. I'll just read a citation of Captain Matthew Ado, who is indisposed and unavoidably absent. Captain Matthew Ado Karimo, born on the 21st of August 1995 in Adamabiri, Sabama local government area of Bayelsa State, is a multifaceted leader known for remarkable contribution as a politician, a businessman, a maritime expert, and administrator. His unwavering commitment to public service and professional excellence has earned him prominence in Bayelsa and in the development in Bayelsa State. Captain Karimo's education journey reflects deep commitment to lifelong learning and professional growth. He began his foundation study at primary school, Patani, 1962 to 1969, and Oporama Grammar School, Patani, 1970 to 1974. Driven by a passion for maritime excellence, he enrolled in the Maritime Academy Oran, which earned him a mate's license of 1983 and captain license in 1993. He complemented his foundation with advanced maritime studies at the School of Oceanography and Maritime Research, Lagos, and specialized training at International Safety Center, Nortec, Berham, United Kingdom. His academic pursuit continued at the University of Port Harcourt, where he obtained an impressive array of qualification: Bachelor's of Education 2009, Postgraduate Diploma in Environmental Management 2012, and a Master's of Science in Environmental Management 2013, as well as an MBA in 2014. Currently, he is a candidate of a PhD in Geological and Environmental Management, exemplifying his dedication to Matthew Ado Karimo. And our congratulations to him. And the last recipient for the honorary doctorate degree, as well as very innovative. He is currently working on a project which will ensure increased revenue generation in the excess of $176 billion to the federal government of Nigeria. Alhaji Saleh Amadou is currently changing the dynamics of custom operations in Africa sub-region and of the World Customs Organization. His project is integral to the success of the economic diversification program of federal government by ensuring efficiency in the import and export activities in this country, with a potential drive-up of the GDP in the country. Again, Alhaji Saleh Amadou loves traveling, spending time with his family. He's a family man. He loves entertainment and is a private art collector. And some of his collection, which are very rich, are very significant in presence and showcase the beauty of Nigerian artists. Alhaji Saleh Amadou has helped in projecting the quality of Nigerian talents through his global network. While his collection of artifacts remain private, nonetheless, they are very significant. Your Excellency, the President, I present to you the Madaki Lokoja Makama of Kakana Kingdom, Alhaji Saleh Amadou OON, for an honorary doctorate degree of the IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. The President and Professor Idrina Ama will join in decorating Alhaji Saleh Amadou ON for the honorary doctorate degree, IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Again, you are interested to know that Alhaji Saleh Amadou is already a recipient of an honorary doctorate degree, Science, Federal University of Lokoja. In addition to his numerous academic collection, is also a Grand Fellow and Patron of the Institute of Strategic Management Nigeria Chartered. And today is receiving another feather in his kitty of academic endowments as an honorary doctorate owner of the IIC University of Technology, Cambodia. Your Excellency, I present to you Dr. Alhaji Saleh Amadou ON, the Madaki Lokoja, the Makama of the Kanda Kingdom. Congratulations, sir. Please, let's call honor recipients to come join in this honor photograph. Please, can we have all the recipients of the doctorate award join for this photograph? Prof Wokocha, sir, please kindly join. Just a moment, we need to have Professor Wokocha join here. Thank you so very much. Photographer, I think you will need to arrange the picture properly, please. Thank you so very much. And congratulations to Dr. Sali Amadu. Congratulations, sir. And also to Dr. Captain Matthew Ado Karimo. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Okay. Hello, ma. Stay like this. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We're taking.
Your Excellency and the President, in a matter of time, in just a couple of moments, just because of the time zone, we should be having an address by, and that will be coming in a couple of minutes. So just before we go to other program, we'll go straight to the unveiling of the proposed Garden City Metropolitan University. We'll do the 3D drawing, and this will be done by the chairman of the alumni, Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Mina Teleiku. Please, let's welcome Her Excellency, please.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Royal Father of the Day, Guest Speaker, very, very distinguished members of the high table, faculty members, units. The expansive structure is going to serve as offices there and the central base test center. To the right of that building is the student center. The student center is going to house the restaurants, shops, and several other things. And then next to the student center is going to be the clinic. The clinic will serve the university companies around because it's an area, I think Jesuit Memorial is the area, the university in that location. Immediately after the clinic, we have the recreational facilities comprising of swimming pool, lawn tennis court, and the basketball court. And then we have the warehouse facility, and then the student hostels, the boys and girls hostels that each can accommodate up to 250 students. And then we have apartments for lecturers, top management, non-academic staff, and of course our guests who we may need to accommodate doing programs like this there. And then you have the very impressive auditorium, which can accommodate 1,000 people. And of course you have the powerhouse, very ample parking space. In conclusion, the Garden City Metropolitan University is not just a physical space, but a fully integrated environment designed for the future of education. We're committed to providing an exceptional learning experience for both on-campus and online students. We're confident that with your investment, this university will become a landmark institution, setting the standard for hybrid learning environments in the 21st century. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Your Excellency. Please, another round of applause for Our Excellency, Dr. Metropolitan University, the 3D drawing. Your Excellency, the President, at this point, we will take a few comments and also statement of commitments by our newly inductees. We have the 3D presentation and would like to hear from the newly inductees their commitment towards this project. Your Excellency, please permit me to welcome. First, Dr. Alhaji Saleh Amadou, who's just received his honorary doctorate degree, IIC University of Technology, for his statement of commitment. Dr. Saleh. Please let's put our hands together for him.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I permit me to stand on all existing protocols. Your Royal Highness, the Father of the Day, Professor, the President of the University, our esteemed former Deputy Governor and his wife, ladies and gentlemen. I'm proud to be part of this program. I'm very, very excited to be awarded this honorary degree. And talking about university, we're talking about education. And education is where I stem from. I'm from a family of educationists. My father was a PhD holder, a doctor. I have over 5 siblings that are doctors and professors. So I commit very seriously to education. I have a foundation that I have over 700 students that I am sponsoring throughout Nigeria and abroad. Looking at this, looking at what the university is doing, I would like to commit, but I don't like making a lot of noise. I will do it personally right now with the president of the school. But I will give a very generous commitment to the university. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much indeed, Dr. Saleh Amadou. And please, another wonderful round of applause for him, please. Thank you so much. You said you will make a test. Your Excellency, also one of the recently inducted alumni of the university, Dr. Pastor Clement S. Udo, Dr. Honorary Doctor, IIC University of Technology, Cambodia, would also make commitments towards the fruition of the permanent site of the university. Thank you so much, sir.
Hallelujah.
Dr. Pastor Clement Udo. Next, the representative of Dr. Captain Matthew Adokarimo, who's here been represented. We did say earlier that Dr. Matthew Adokarimo is unavoidably absent. He's quite indisposed. Very well. We've just been told that there will be a personal communication with the management of the university and Dr. Matthew Karimo. Once again, we want to thank all the recipients of the Honorary Doctorate Award, and we thank you most sincerely. Thank you so very much. And also, the recipients of the Fellowship Award will also call on all of them to also make commitments towards the realization of the structure that has just been presented. Permit me to welcome first Tosa Williams Ebitim. Are we here? Permit me to call Engineer Godwin Etim for his statement of commitment. Engineer Godwin Etim, please. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much, Professor Charles Opuala, the president of the Garden City Premier School. I'm standing for want of time on the existing protocol, please, to say we are all welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the privilege. And thank you for choosing to decorate me with the certificate for management and leadership, which is fitting and appropriate. And I want to say that Garden City Premier School, metamorphosing into the Garden City Premier or Metropolitan University, is already a going success. It's a success when you look at the pedigree of the leadership and the man behind the vision, the people behind the vision. I feel honored that I'm part of it, and I will remain part of it. Personally, I'm committed to being part of every event and activities that will propagate peace and make it come to fruition. I'm happy that on this particular leadership certificate I was awarded together with Dr. Sule, who has gone ahead of me and is my vision partner, because Godwin Etim Foundation, founded in 2017, has rolled out university scholarships up to 50 so far, graduated 50, and quite some are already in the pipeline. A lot of activities that is similar to what in the medium scale of what he said he's doing. So it is an opportunity to encourage this vision and make us go further and do better. But for this mission of supporting this work, initially, I want to say that to encourage others, if he had mentioned $1 million now, he would have encouraged me. But and also my senior brother, Dr. Clement Udo. So we would start with saying we support with the foundation with $10,000, waiting to see and hear what they are doing, and then we'll go forward. Congratulations, sir.
And thank you so much, Engineer Godwin Etim. Thank you so much for your generous contribution. Thank you so very much. Your Excellency and the President, we'll move on with the activities, and in a short while, we'll be presenting awards to various categories of recipient of the award. But first, can I have a confirmation that we now have the link? Can I have a confirmation to that, please? Can I have a confirmation that we have the link to Dr. Awada Noor? Okay. The President, sir, His Highness also is contributing. Your Highness, thank you for your generous support. I mean, you have to call me to that. Thank you, Your Highness, sir. Thank you.
Very distinguished personalities here. Let me humbly address my Majesty, His Royal Highness, the morning before speech, the Amadabo of Kenorama. Now, sir, Your Excellency, the former Deputy Governor, the President of the school, thank you for this opportunity. My first invitee, Odeanjo, thank you for bringing me to my family. I will do something small, 10 million in our small capacity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Highness. And 10 million naira. Thank you so much towards the realization of this project. Thank you so very much. I'll need a confirmation that we're ready to go to Paris now to have Dr. Awada know. Please, can I have that confirmation, please? We're not ready for that. And we're hoping to join the President of the European Global School University, Paris, France, who's going to be giving us an address. And that will lead us to the confirmation of degrees in different categories. But just before then, we're taking some goodwill messages. And as we take the goodwill messages, we'll also want commitments to go with the goodwill messages before we join Paris and we go to the conferment of degrees. Your Excellency, please permit me. We'll take some goodwill messages. Please permit me first. For a goodwill message of about 3 minutes, I would like to call on the President and Chairman of Council, Nigeria Institute of Management, Dr. Mrs. Christiana V.N. Atako, F.N.I.N. Okay, this first. Okay, we'll take first the goodwill message of His Excellency, the former Deputy Governor of River State, Engineer Dr. Tene Kulu. Your Excellency, sir. Let's put our hands together for His Excellency.
When you are in an academic environment, one of the things the academicians insist is they want to see everything in black and white. Hence, I have to prepare a very brief goodwill message. Mr. President and Chairman of the Council, the Royal Father of the Day, I stand on existing protocol, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great joy and a profound sense of honor that I stand before you today at this significant occasion, the third graduation ceremony of Garden City Premier Business School. Allow me to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Garden City Premier Business School community on this remarkable milestone. Graduation is a momentous occasion, marking not just the culmination of years of hard work, but also the dawn of new opportunities and possibilities. Today, as we celebrate your academic achievement, we also embrace the aspiration you hold for your future and the transformative impact you are poised to make in our society and beyond. Let me take this moment to commend the visionary leadership of the President of the institution, Professor Silva Opuala-Charles, and the entire Council and faculty, the team global affiliates such as the European Global School, Paris, the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, USA, and the IIC University of Technology, Cambodia, speaks volumes about your commitment to nurturing a world-class education environment. For the graduates, this day is about you. As you don your cap and gown and hold your well-earned certificates, remember that education is not merely a means to an end, it's a lifelong journey. Success begins with taking the first step. And as Mark Twain said, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. You have started this journey with determination and commitment, and today you have achieved a significant milestone. However, as you move into the next phase of life, remember the wise word of Theodore Roosevelt: believe you can, and you are halfway there. Confidence in your abilities, paired with consistent action, will drive you to achieve even greater things. Success is not a sprint, but a marathon. As Dwayne Johnson aptly put it, the road to success and greatness is always paved with consistent hard work. Outwork your competitor and be relentless.